of mine.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
You... Right then.
Goodbye, Mr.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! To you!
Burn it, boys!
Die, Bernie!
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded.
I see.
The case is closed, your ladyship.
So who was...
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, my...
If you have an inclination to learn more about Vampyr...
Why does Dr. Swansea allow...
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man.
What do you know?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual...
And no...
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan.
Why did you say...
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood.
William Bishop was...
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Skulls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be...
What type of vampire?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your...
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well, but I believe...
A lady has...
And who bestowed...
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
I've been hearing a voice.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this...
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the street.
Excuse my forward...
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you. Consider...
So me being a
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
A vampire?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon, are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu?
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is some...
Are there many vampires?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at...
Will they all be as...
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a less...
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you...
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once...
They have seen better days, but all fanatic.
You make them sound...
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone. But it's...
I bid you for... I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak. But I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
on fire. It's one of them! Die, vermin!
This is despicable. thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Good evening, Doc.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir, I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really...
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Goodbye, Mr. It's locked, all right. Goodbye, Mr.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you would be
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength. I have this thirst for blood. Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony. My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
I'm not a religious man. You should know that.
This is not about you forgiving yourself. This is for her. This is you telling Mary how sorry you are.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
They spotted! Watch out, boys! Ah!
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me...
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
Good evening, Doctor.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And that...
Have you any new...
It appears that...
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
What do you...
2 girls and...
Goodbye.
It's one of them! Away with you!
It's done for him. Violent sound. Over there!
Remember you.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one. Good evening.
I need blood.
I have made inquiries about the men.
I did not expect a mortal to have this.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind. Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I'll leave you. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
What can you tell me?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see...
No. I was working by the tents when it all...
Where is Miss...
I don't know.
Did you see Sean?
I think I saw a silhouette...
Goodbye now.
This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye now. Good evening, Mr.
Evening.
Goodbye for now.
Damn. The pain.
Good
Goodbye, nurse. And good... Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Do you need my medical...
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am...
Goodbye, Dr.
I'm quite...
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening.
Good evening,
Is there anything else?
I'm all right.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
But in the circumstances, I
It's locked.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
has for me.
Good evening, sir.
Goodbye, Mrs. Gold. I have to go now.
Good evening, sir.
So many deaths.
Doctor.
And still more coming. How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Oh, sweet girl.
Good evening, Doctor. Goodbye, Doctor.
Jonathan,
Your kindness.
is there anything you
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
But what if I was close to someone and wished to tell them the truth?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accepted.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend, and so we are outcasts.
Goodbye, my lady. Until we meet again.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening. Wise choice.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us. I'm all right.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you...
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime?
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension.
Goodbye.
Waste your time with me.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
I have...
Good evening, sir.
Oh, sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Goodbye. I cannot enter.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right.
But you mentioned a dead patient.
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet.
Very well.
Jonathan, please, I can't rely on it.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest.
Please, then.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton...
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of...
Rest assured, I will protect you, and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at...
Very well, since I brought Miss... Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks. It seems the Prewen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Fear no evil! We do the Lord's work! This is not the place for you, sir. Oh, Christ! Bloody leech! Get them weapons Watch it! It's a...
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's...
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here.
So you won't tell me?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my book.
Are you some kind of vigilante?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here.
So you're a concern?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you?
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about...
What? Have you got a death wish? You really...
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The wet...
What can you...
Things ain't that bad, thanks.
Well, you're not doing a very...
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all...
More efficient?
Incredible.
Do you know where I...
The sad son...
He was one of my...
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Good evening, ma'am.
Who are you?
As I just...
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here for...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying...
What can you...
I'm a businesswoman.
Gang member and shopkeeper.
If you're interested...
You're quite blunt.
I like people who know what they want.
I'm not interested in a career...
Fair enough. Stay...
Since my return from the war, I don't...
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked...
What can you... Really?
Bastards.
You sound like you're...
Take the gravediggers of Southwark.
Looting corpses in a...
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can...
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I believe you manipulated Booth Digby to get everything you wanted from him. Both inside and outside the bedroom.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a...
So you're just like any other couple?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened?
I don't know, and I don't care.
So you have no idea what really happened?
No one messes with a wet boot boy.
And your conscience is clear?
Violence is an efficient tool, Doctor.
So you decide who lives?
Yes, Doctor.
I'm looking...
Sad saint?
Yes, he was.
You don't say. Well, I suppose...
Goodbye.
Without the wet boots...
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Mark my words.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot...
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much.
I'm Dyson Delaney.
Inebriation aside.
Yes.
Take this, then.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy...
Surely you must have had dreams.
Sure. I wanted things to change.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to...
Do you really?
No, I believe we all can choose them.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in...
I do not believe in much anymore. I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
What do you do? Why do you drink?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly.
You sound very...
That's because I am, Doc.
Don't you work?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I...
Is there anything in...
How dare you say such a...
No reason at all to rejoice, then?
Let me tell you...
All right.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Why?
Cynicism is the...
Who? Good. Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Good evening, sir.
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton. Vampire hunter.
A vampire?
I know what you're thinking.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr.
A man of such...
What can you...
Did you hear about what happened to...
It's impossible to...
But it's my duty. I am...
So...
I patrol late at night.
Can I help?
Actually, yes. I plan...
Are you asking me to paste...
If you wouldn't mind.
How do you...
It's simple, really.
Have you ever killed one of these...
Of course I have. What kind of question is...
Have you heard...
Of course. They're dedicated...
Were you...
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt...
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns.
I'm looking for Sean...
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find him.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me...
Tell you what, go and chat with...
Goodbye. Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Tep.
What can you...
People don't appreciate that.
You look concerned.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals.
If you're uncertain about your safety here...
I got responsibility. We get people.
So this bar...
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I...
Your boss?
Yeah. Tom's a...
Excuse my...
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Miss Cavan...
You better ask Tom.
Why not answer me?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir.
Goodbye.
Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir.
You remember me?
Of course I do. You're that man who said...
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watt.
What can you...
That's not that...
Who? How is it?
Well, since everybody needs...
I see. So you get pressure from all...
Something like that.
Since...
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin.
How could a physician...
I have a...
Doctors aren't...
Oh, thank you.
You're some...
I'm only poor...
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not...
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tough.
Tom?
I heard the sad saint was recovered.
I believe he returned to his flock.
Oh, I bet you're right.
Please.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that
the important...
Why not try his...
Where is it?
It's in an old...
Goodbye, Miss...
You still...
Goodbye, Miss...
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to...
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I was just being polite.
Don't like questions.
What
a shit.
Are you thinking?
No. Well, Tom from our local...
What?
I take care of my mum.
You seem upset.
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile.
Any chance...
The sad...
Actually...
Really?
Goodbye. Hello, boy. Did I scare you?
No, it's just that...
Well, I won't.
My name is Rufus, so...
Are you alone? So you have no home?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne.
Why do you think she's so...
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost.
What can you...
It's all about...
Why do people...
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around...
Have you ever thought...
Where else would I go?
What do you do?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work. What with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people...
Things have been tense between the wet boot boy... Sorry, sir.
Well, I don't think...
Thanks for the tip.
So...
These whispers of monsters got folk gossiping and scared. It's people they should fear. Flesh and blood.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Miss...
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me.
A real
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long.
So lovely to gaze at the stars. The fog's been hiding.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why?
I work at the Pembroke...
Oh, the Spanish flu.
The disease takes away the...
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Does grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are
It's
easy
locked.
targets in these parts.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
So you have questions?
Yes.
Forgive my rudeness at the door.
How is life?
Life is always...
Do you...
Don't know?
Violent...
And selfish.
The orphan that regards you as a mother, please tell me...
You mean Rufus?
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
May I ask what you...
Since my husband died...
Did your husband...
Oh no. My Jack was a docker.
How do you...
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
I'm trying...
You talking about the one everyone...
The very same...
I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Fish.
Yeah.
Do you require med...
That's something
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Do you require med...
I'm fine.
Goodbye, Mr. Fish.
Another disgusting...
Seems like the guard of Prewen is on the
Burn it, boys!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast. This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
Crush the leaves, boys! Watch out for them tongues! He's dead! Die! Some of
Oh my god!